So you can imagine a project like putting together all contemporary countries. It's something extremely interesting. This is my second year in Beijing. Before COVID, I was for some time in Xi'an, and before that I was again in Beijing for approximately 1 year. The main surprise being here in China is visiting sites, museums, attending conferences, meetings. And for me it was incredible to find such a big number of museums, extremely well organized, beautiful buildings, huge, and full of objects. When I started in the university studying Asian cultures, I was very attracted by mural paintings. And then I started to investigate and to go into deep some topics which usually, even at university level, is not that necessary. But doing that job, doing that work, those researches, this allowed me to become a kind of expert. I did my studies to go in the direction of studies on Silk Road Archaeology, we could say, and it worked pretty well because when I finished in the States, my teaching experience then, the Chinese universities started to be very interested because of the Belt and Road project. Now it's not only the Silk Road Archaeology, it's archaeology, or anyway this kind of humanistic research, which is becoming bigger and bigger. And China, I would say that in the last 40 years did a lot in the field of archaeology. And the results you see, because there are countries which cannot afford excavations, cannot afford supporting universities, institutions, the archaeological site itself. If Chinese archaeology can make some collaborations, that's perfect. In Italy we have a lot of archaeology, but when you find something, before this object is going to be exposed in a museum or during an exhibition, it passes a long time. Here in China, you read Wenwu, Gaoku, these scientific journals. You have an article this month, the next month the object is exposed in the museum. So this is, for me, incredible, so extremely positive, because, okay, once it's published, then you can visit, you can see with your own eyes, and then you can see more details and something which could be added. So a lot of opportunities to publish, to even to present new discoveries to students during teaching. What I notice here is that you are trying to advertise using in a very intelligent way technology, for example, because the new media, the mobile apps, there is one of my students, for example, who is developing an app which should be easily used by anybody here in China to make archaeological sites visible. There is one point which I would be a little bit critical, because you are very quick in building museums, in exposing the objects. For example, quite recently in Xining, in the Museum of Tibetan Culture, they have a huge collection of material which was confiscated by local police to criminals who were doing illegal excavations. Fantastic, wonderful. I was extremely happy to see this section in the museum, but absolutely no catalog, no brochure, nothing. That's the only thing I would say that should be going in parallel. You see, China is it's huge. It's a very big country, and it's a country with an incredibly ancient history and tradition and culture. You have even archaeological research in fields which are not directly connected with the Silk Road. In any case, even doing research on Chinese bronzes. It's definitely connected with what we have in other parts of Central Asia or Mongolia. It's practically, potentially, it's something which could give extremely interesting results. Approximately 20 years ago, I had the opportunity to be in Samarkand and to see the paintings there found by Soviet archaeologists during the 60s of the last century. So the northern wall is entirely dedicated to China. We know because the people are dressed like Chinese. Some details, the woman throwing something in the water, the fishes eating, and if we look carefully, the shape of the boat where she is standing is ending with the shape of a dragon. And the festivity is taking place most likely in summer. Tuanwujie is a summer festivity. And after that, I started to find more and more details, which in the end became a book. So you can imagine a project like putting together all contemporary countries, which are in a way heirs of the ancient kingdoms or empires, which were connected in ancient times. It's something extremely interesting, which is including many people, many different cultures, many different and distant places. And I think we don't have anything like this in any other part of the planet. So definitely it's, in the era of globalization and this kind of interesting opportunities,